Hey everyone, welcome back to Mommy's by Nature. I'm Erica.
And I'm Tavia.
Hey
Hey
Tavia.
girl. Hey
Hey,
girl, hey.
hey.
How you doing? How
I'm
your
good.
mom
How are you?
doing? Good.
Good. Yeah, I've just been chilling. I don't know. How about you?
Same, kind of, sort of. I can't
Yeah, I
really.
mean, I say that like I have nothing to do.
You're right.
Just been chilling,
Chilling.
you know.
Taking care of a baby, working and doing all this
Right,
other
right.
stuff.
Like things going on. The whole world has changed
Okay.
since our last video. Can you believe this
Yep.
stuff about like Roe versus Wade? And
Yeah.
how do you feel about it?
I've been trying to abstain from talking about it, kind of, sort of.
Okay.
Um, I don't know what to say. I'm not really, I don't know. I know I have to be careful about what I say about it, but it's because it's such a touchy subject. Um, what I do feel bad about is that there are there may be certain circumstances where women will have to um, have abortions because of and I don't know if we can say that word on YouTube or not because they they have
I don't know.
there are a lot of words that you really can't say, but I've already said it now, so we'll see if they take the video down. But there may be certain situations like um, when women are taken advantage of by people that they don't know. I heard you can't say the R word on YouTube, so I won't say it. But you know, when girls and women are taken advantage of and they end up getting pregnant, um, all sorts of circumstances.
Mhm.
They find out that they have diseases that are incurable and they don't want to pass them on to their children. I mean, it's so many reasons, and ectopic pregnancies, everything. So if they are going to outlaw it completely, then you know that's and I've heard that a lot of states are starting to do it. So
Mhm.
that I don't really agree with. And you know, some women just I don't know, they don't know that they're pregnant and say that happens in a situation when a woman or a girl is taken advantage of. She doesn't know that she's pregnant until, you know, say 8, 9 weeks in, she finds
Mhm.
out and she can't do anything but carry the baby and have it. So um I kind of feel like also that it's a setup for something else, um for all of these babies to be born that, for one, are born out of wedlock, have um, deficiencies, and you know, I haven't done any studies to find out which race reproduces or which has the highest rate of childbirths, but I do know that in our communities, we are very susceptible to stuff like that because you know it's a lot of um, what do you call it? Uh, Casual sex, I guess.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, not to say that it doesn't happen across all races, but I know what I know.
Mhm.
So, I mean, you know, I live where I live. I know the people that I know and what goes on in our community. So,
Right.
what do you think?
I don't like that they're this high court is kind of dictating. Um, what I'll say is, from what I understand, this removes it at a federal level so that states can make their decision to choose, right? Um, I don't like that they took the right away at a federal level. I know that this means now that states can kind of dictate whether or not that they're going to allow it in their state. So I know that there are a lot more states that are planning to, get rid of abortions altogether. So to your point about like these babies being born, Like, my question has always been like, okay, so you don't want people to get abortions. So then when the child is born, you don't want to support them on welfare, or, like, you don't know what people's circumstances are.
Mhm.
And, there's a lot that can go wrong with a child that's born to somebody that doesn't want him. You know what I mean? Like neglect, like abuse, like, homicide. So, I think that they're putting the pressure on these people in the southern states that, or, out west in Utah and Idaho and Iowa, wherever else they're talking about outlawing abortion. All they're going to do is put pressure on the states that are allowing it, because people are going to flock there to get it done. And those people that can't are going to do illegal stuff to get, so I just think it's going to cause a health crisis for some people. And I think we're going to see in, let's say, 7 years in those states, I think we're going to see an increase in like child neglect and abuse cases, because people are having these baby or homicides, unfortunately, because people are being forced to have kids that they don't want, because everybody can't afford to go to a state where abortion is legal and, have the procedure. So, I think it's unfortunate they're overturning it. I think that they've overturned it. I think that this is the first of things to come. They've already said, like, some of the decisions that were made for equality in marriage and stuff like that, that those will be, probably following. But I think that that's the goal with this whole Republican Supreme Court, how Donald Trump put people on the Supreme Court. So anyway,
the agenda.
Yeah, I just think, for women's rights, I hate that whatever we want to choose, whether we believe it in or we don't, like, why do they have the ability to say what we can do or not? You know what I mean? Especially men, like no man is bleeding, once a month. They don't
giving birth.
Yeah, they don't carry babies. So I don't like the fact that they can make those kinds of decisions on our rights.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah, health crisis indeed, because you had women before abortions, and even when it was legal, a lot of women couldn't afford to have them anyway, and they were doing it by any means necessary. Herbs, hangers, all kinds of stuff. I mean,
I think that, I don't know this for a fact, but I've heard that my aunt had one. She's since passed away, but I heard that she had one and she was not able to have children afterward. And it wasn't legal, some kind of, back room. Yeah, something like that. So it's just, you put women in these situations where they feel like there's no way out other than to have an illegal procedure. And, that creates other health issues. So I don't know.
And who was rising in society the fastest, especially after the pandemic? Women, right? So what better way to start knocking us down off of what they probably know is a pedestal.
Right.
Yeah.
Got to do something,
Yep.
So anyway. So I was curious to get your opinion on that. Because I mean, as women, like, that affects us one way or another and affect our daughters.
Right.
And, sons too. So,
yep.
Anyway, how's the sleep training going since we're doing a check-in?
Yeah.
How has everything been going?
So, school is out. So, but during that 2-week period, we were checking in with each other and doing pretty good. We fell off I know I fell off some days.
Absolutely.
So, I think for the most part, I think I had it, I had a pretty good routine. I tried to get a lot of things in order, more organized. The nights that I did fall off, we probably were out late or doing something late, and I just got her in the bed kind of late. She just likes to play all the time. So there were a lot of nights that she wanted to stay up and play. And I might have allowed it just a little bit, but there were some times that I got pretty busy too. So it was part me and part her. But I think for the most part, I did pretty well. What do you think? I mean, as far as you checking in or me checking in with you?
Yeah, I think, I think so. I think you were trying to keep it, at a certain time.
Don't be nice. You don't have to be nice. You can tell the truth.
But I know you were kind of going late. So, but old hard habits die hard, right? So,
Yeah. I mean, I'm a late person anyway. Like I was saying before, my mother
yeah,
used to keep us up late so we could sleep late when we were kids. So I think it
yeah.
just followed me throughout life. But she was still able to get at least 9 hours of sleep, which I
That's
think is most important because we live real close to the school. So it wasn't like she had to get up super early in the morning anyway.
hmm
But next school year, she's getting older and what did she tell me the other day? She's officially done with pre-K, officially.
officially. Okay.
Like, oh, okay, using all these big words, but yeah,
Right.
she said she's officially done with pre-K, so she'll be going to kindergarten. She obviously was doing pretty well. She wasn't having any trouble in school with staying awake or getting her work done. So she was pretty much done with the whole pre-K curriculum, like halfway through the school year.
hmm
So, and she had started on the kindergarten curriculum already.
Yeah,
So she
okay.
was I guess, a quarter through that. So,
Nice.
yeah, so she didn't have any problems. She was obviously getting enough rest where she could perform at school.
So do you feel like you have free time? Like, outside of, because I think that's the other part of it. Like one part is her, the other part is like, do you have time once she goes to bed to kind of like debrief or, have a
Wind
little
down and stuff.
yourself?
Um, since I go to bed so late, since I'm such a late person, I think that I was able to get some things done that I needed to. For the
hmm
most part, all I really needed to do was wash dishes. I mean, not like I had to do a whole lot. It's just me and her. So co-parenting for me helps
Yeah.
because the days that she is gone with daddy, it helps me to, have a breather, do some things that I need to do around the house or outside the house. But the other part is I have a support system. So if I need somebody to help me out
hmm
during um, the evening with her, then I can call somebody. So
Yeah.
I wasn't really struggling with that. I don't know who I should let hear me say that, but no. But
They gotta
no,
watch. They gotta watch.
it's good. It's good so far though.
That's good.
So I know you were doing pretty well with getting your baby girl down on time and
Yeah. So about that.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like at first we were doing all right. And then
Uh-oh.
yeah, I don't know what happened. It fell off. So she was going in her bed and we were like planning to do the whole cry it out or, like check in on her or whatever. And it's just gone all to hell, basically.
I don't think that's true. Don't say
I mean, pretty much like we try to get her to sleep at a certain time,
yeah.
but neither one of us want to hear her crying all night. So, the part of the crying out method is, or even, like you go back and check every 5 minutes, just like the sleep training thing is you have to listen to her screaming. And now she knows how to she puts her fingers down her throat and makes herself gag sometimes. So it's like, she's such a drama queen.
Oh.
So we've been like rocking her to sleep. So by the time like she's actually like, once I put her down and she sleep, sometimes she pops back up. It's like, oh, wait, where are you going? So then I end up just like laying down with her. By the next thing I know, it's 10 o'clock and it's like, okay, well, what's the point? If I have to get up in the morning to go to work or, log on or whatever,
Yeah.
I can't stay up late and get up early
Yeah.
anymore. So, yeah, it's
So you
It's
just put her back in the bed, huh?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well, I mean, is she one? She's not one yet.
She'll be 11 months this weekend, this coming
Okay.
weekend.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, it's not gone to hell. You have time.
I know. It's just like I just want to get her in her bed
Yeah.
and be done with it. I don't want to have to keep going back and forth. So
Yeah.
I'll be glad when we get to a place where we can, she's in her own room, and once she goes to bed, that's it. You know what I mean? Like she can.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you have time because I'm trying to think the boys fortunately were really good. So I was able to get them to sleep in their crib. They started at a few months. So by the time I was going back to work, after being off for maternity leave, they were actually sleeping together in the crib, but they had each other.
Yeah.
So
Different.
it may have been sometimes that they ended up back in the bed with us, but for the most part, they stayed in the crib together. But with Sai, um, she struggled too. We had a bassinet beside the bed, and she struggled staying in the bassinet next to the bed. So she ended up in the bed, even up to, I will say, about 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
She was in and out of the bed. We tried to get her to stay in her bed, but it wasn't working. So I think by about towards 3 years old, I think she was in there by herself, and she would go get in there. She just has to have a nightlight.
Okay.
So do you have a nightlight for her?
Not yet. Because she's
Oh, okay.
in our room. She's still,
Well, I mean, in her room when you put her in the crib.
no, she's still in our room. So
Oh, okay.
her crib is still in our room.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't have a nightlight in there.
No. I
Okay.
mean, not really. Usually the light's on, there's a light on somewhere. So, or I try to like leave the door cracked,
Yeah.
when she's in there by herself. But it's just like, when I go in there or something to go to bed, then it's like, oh,
Hey, I heard something.
yeah. And she wakes up like, hi.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Time
I'm
to
just like,
socialize.
yeah.
Oh.
Hi. I'm like, girl, go to
So you
bed.
don't go in there tripping up over stuff, do you?
I try not to.
You know how it is when you try to be real quiet, you
Yeah.
end up
And then
knocking stuff over. and
yeah. So I try not to, but it is what it is. So
it happens.
the saga continues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think toward the end of the summer, I should probably just start now during the summer months, trying to
Yeah.
get into a better routine, because it's really nothing wrong with getting her in bed earlier, right?
Right.
So I could start trying to train her to get into bed earlier and just make it a habit of letting her stay up late on weekends. Oh, and I'll probably have to look into putting her into a camp. So if she does start to go to camp this summer, then she definitely will have to be on some kind of schedule. So we'll see.
Yeah. Or, if you start like closer to August, like,
Yeah.
when school's about to start back up.
Yeah, I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, but I do know that I need to start doing something, doing better, because next year she should be at the same school next year. So I'm not trying to be like, who was that? Dagwood Bumstead running out of the door every morning and knocking the mailman down because he tried to get to work on time.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. At least we're still trying to see what works, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, there's still time though. I mean, like I said, with her, it was about 2 years old when she finally wanted to start putting herself in bed. And then even still, she would come out, try to get into bed, and I would just tell her, nope, gotta go back in your room.
Yeah.
And sometimes I might lay in her bed with her. And some nights she still asked me to sleep in the bed.
Yeah.
And I can remember asking my mother to sleep in the bed with me. So I had to be older than 2 or 3 years old.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can remember those times.
Yeah, I mean, I know I have time. It's just, when you go from having all this free time to having
Trying
to
to,
accommodate a baby, it's like, oh,
yeah,
but this is what that full-time parenting thing is like. So, I'm just still getting used to being back in full-time mommy mode.
yeah. So we can just still keep checking in with each other, see
Yeah,
how we
yeah,
do.
yeah, of course. So
Yeah.
what are we going to talk about next time?
What was I thinking? Uh, how it was something I was thinking about earlier, not with the sleep training, but tips. A lot of mothers may want to know like some tips, either co-parenting tips or tips on single parenting,
Mm-hmm.
um, some ideas for things to do. So we could just go through a whole list of tips and tricks or
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
The other thing we talked about was summer tips
Okay, yeah.
too. So maybe 2 episodes coming up,
Hmm.
co-parenting and summer tips.
Sounds like a plan to me, ma'am.
All right, we'll check in with you guys later.
Yep, and thanks for joining. Till next time.
Bye.